Hello everyone, my name is Madhulika Das. I'm from Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad. I work as an assistant professor here in the Department of Applied Sciences and Humanities. So the topic for today's discussion is resume and CV. So these are the very important topics comes across whenever we go to apply for a job. So here in this topic, we will deal with the given subheads like what is resume, then what are the keywords that are used in resume writing, then cover letter, its importance, how it is written, then a sample cover letter is also given for your perusal, then types of resume writing, sample of resume and CV, format of CV, differences between CV and resume, and then conclusion. So, going forward towards the topic, so whenever we come across these two terms, resume and CV, we just think that these are the similar words that can be used interchangeably. We can use either resume or a CV for a piece of portfolio that we offer for a job. But that's not the case. Resume and CV both are the distinct pieces of writing. So if we talk about resume, it's a French word that means a summary. It's a short statement of the important details of something. So it's a brief description of your educational history, your qualification, your professional experience, your skills, your awards and achievements, language proficiencies, and many more. So its main purpose is to showcase your best self, proving your candidature among the pool of applicants. So a highly competitive world. So here we need to showcase our distinct feature, how we stand out from the crowd, how we are different from the other similarly qualified applicants. So a good resume highlights your specific contributions that you've made in your previous work and exhibits how your different skills can be useful for the job that you're applying for. So resume is usually accompanied by a cover letter. Whenever we are writing a resume, so it's not enough. A cover letter is also an important thing that should be written along with the resume. So it states your intent for applying for the job, why you are applying your job for the post. So in cover letter, you validate the relevant skills, because when you write a resume, so there you just write it either in keywords or bullet points. Cover letter is an opportunity to validate your different skills, your education qualifications, your past achievements, your professional experiences, where you can describe just how you excel in such things. Cover letter builds up the skills and experiences that you have touched upon in your resume. And it's also an opportunity to showcase your skill of writing. So here you get good opportunity to show your talent of writing, that how you are capable of expressing your thoughts and all. Now, whenever we write resume, hobbies and personal details are not mandatory. We can include it, but these are the things that do not make much difference. So either we skip or we can include. Then resume, it's an art of writing. It should not like one fits all. So your resume is something like you have to customize it according to the requirement of the job. So you need to read the ad carefully. The ad should be read carefully so that all the details, all the relevant skills that are pointed there, that are listed there, according to that you have to make your resume. One fits all resume do not create a huge impact. So they should be prepared meticulously according to skills and requirements for the job. One must write letters and prepare resume catering to the specific needs of employer. tailor your resume according to the job description letter given in a newspaper or anywhere. So while writing a resume, one should write measurable outcomes and specific accomplishments, because employers can make out that whether you are realistic or not. So do not include fake or unreal truths. Just be yourself, be truth. So whatever skills you are possessing, whatever qualifications you have acquired, so all such things are in their real sense. Now, coming to the keywords that are used in resume. One thing should be noticed, that resumes are to the point whenever we write resume and CV. So we do not write in paragraphs, okay? So in resume, the keywords play a very important role. So resumes help scanning of details manually or electronically through keywords. So these days, electronic resume scanning software called ATS or application tracking system. So this application tracking system is an application. This is a system software that enables an electronic recruitment of the candidates. So these days, the recruiters or the hiring managers, they just keep using these scanners during their hiring process. So electronic resumes, they give a great chance to use keywords and make resumes strong and effective. So if you are using the relevant keywords given in the job description, then those keywords have been tracked out and your resume is likely to be shortlisted. So keywords can make a lot of difference, especially when tracking, and other review software are used by employers to scan your resume. So one can create a resume which focuses and targets skills. So keywords are added in the beginning, which make it easy to find skills. So using keywords in the beginning, it helps resume pass through scannable systems. So keywords can be used in all types of resume formats. The different formats we will do in the next slides. So in every format, we can use resumes. Now LinkedIn and other websites, they also use these scannable resumes. These facilitate to get your resume shortlisted. Now, talking about the cover letter. So we have already discussed that cover letter is always accompanied when we write a resume. So it's an essential, though resume contains the entire required information. It must convey why you are sending the letter, what is the source of information, and what is your educational background, qualifications, experience, which make you a good candidate for the job. So this cover letter is again divided into 3 sections. Okay. So cover letter, like we can divide it into introduction, main text and conclusion. Whenever we start writing, whatever we are writing, a paragraph or anything to speak, so our writing is divided into 3 parts. It should have a definite beginning, then a middle and then a conclusion. So nothing should be started abruptly and ended abruptly. So whenever we start writing a cover letter, attention must be given and that interest of the employer should be developed. Okay. So while writing a cover letter, state why you are applying or where you discovered the job and which post you are applying for. So whenever a solicited cover letter is given, solicited means there is an invite. When you have seen an ad for a specific position and then you are applying for, then that is called a solicited cover letter. Whereas an unsolicited cover letter, when you apply as your own initiative, nothing has been sent, no invitation or no advertisement has been published, but you just want to apply for in certain company, so you are writing, so that is unsolicited letter. solicited letter is given. So that means that you have to give the reference from where you come to know about the job. So the source of the job must be given, then the post that you are applying for, and how this company draws your attention or gains your interest to work with. Okay. Then next section is the main text. So in this section, describe your academic and professional skills. Do not make this section a replica of your resume. So this section, now here is this is the place where your skill of writing will be manifested. So present only the highlights of your assets, summarize your best credentials, impress upon the readers how the company stand to benefit from your skills. So give specific details of your achievements and with the help of your past performance and testimonials. Then next part is conclusion. So ending up your letter with a request to call for an interview. So just motivate the prospective employer to respond you for an interview call. So here I am giving a sample cover letter. This is just an example that you know how to write a letter. So this is like the formal letters we usually write, but the content comes according to the need. Okay. So the first we just write the first part takes the sender's address. Okay. So address of the sender, email and phone number is given. Then date, then receiver's address, the persons you are addressing to, okay, and then the subject. Now this subject part is very crucial. This is very important because this is a part where your writing is given. So always the subject should be very specific. It should not like that it should be in minimum possible words. Yes, we talk about this, that subject should be in minimum possible words, but we can just write it in one line to specify for what we are writing. So instead of writing simply job application, just make it specific, application for the post of. Like here, it is application for the post of secretary cum executive assistant. So write specifically. Then comes salutation. Now salutation is also to be noted that whenever we are writing the letter to the person whom we are not acquainted to, we do not know the person, we have not met ever, okay, then simply write sir or madam. If we know the person or the name of the person, then we can write dear sir or just the surname or dear hiring manager. So according to the formality, okay, if the letter is highly formal, if we don't know, if we are writing the first time to the person, then better to mention sir or madam. And less formal, when we know the person or know the name of the person, then it's better to write respected sir or dear sir or the surname. Then, as I have told you, that first part of the letter includes reference, the source from where you discovered this job, okay, this position, and what is the position that you are applying for, and their notions or the things that inspired you to apply for that. And then in the next part, you just write the things that you have written in your resume, the skills that you have not got explicate. Okay, so now this is the opportunity to explain all such points. In the last part, we just request them to hear from them soon, okay, and then comes the complimentary clause. So this complimentary clause is also related to the salutation. So when it is highly formal, like when you're writing the person for a first time, so the salutation also includes sincerely or faithfully, okay. And when it is less formal, then obediently or cordially. You can also write yours sincerely or yours truly, but these days this sincerely, writing only sincerely or faithfully or obediently is more prevalent. It is customary. So whenever if we are writing yours sincerely, so remember the first letter should be in capital and the next one should be in a small letter. Okay, like Y of yours should be capital and S of sincerely should be small, and then your name and signature. So this is all about the cover letter. Now, if we talk about the types of resume, writing a resume, there are different formats of resume writing. There are 4 different formats of resume writing that we will discuss in brief. Now, chronological resume, as the term suggests, it is based on chronology. Now, this is also called reverse chronological resume because it is in reverse order. We mention the recent job, the most recent job or the current job at first, and then the remaining job in the descending chronological order. So it begins from the current employment and then goes downward in descending order. Then it emphasizes on the chronology. So this type of resume writing is good for the persons who have a good work experience. Okay, so if you have a work experience without gap, when there is no gap in your work history, so then you can go for this chronological resume writing. So if the job experience of a candidate is aligned with the prospective job and there have been no gaps in employment, one should use this chronological resume. It presents an easy and steady record of your employment, past growth, and specific job responsibilities. So it is best when a person worked in the same field over a steady time and held different responsibilities. So if you stayed in one company and you held different responsibilities, that means that your growth is steady and it's robust. Okay, it does not work effectively when there are gaps in employment or when your work history is not very good. Okay, so for the career changes, for the persons who change their careers frequently, this type of resume writing is not beneficial. Now coming to the next type is functional resume. Now this type of resume, as the name suggests, it is based on your skills. Okay, so it focuses on skills rather than the dates. So since it focuses on the skills, that's why it is also called skill-based resume. So the related skills are highlighted rather than chronology of experiences. So this type of resume is most effective when there are gaps in employment or one has limited work experience. So you can go with this type of resume because here your the focus and the target is imposed on your skills, and the work experience, the focus is taken off from the work experience and it is given to the skills. So it highlights your core strengths, your core skills, okay, which are not flashed in the chronological resume. So it works best with the freelancers, the people with employment lapses, and even the students, the beginners who have no or little work history, who have practical knowledge, who have skills, who have education, but they don't have a good work history. Then this type of resume really works. Okay. So here the emphasis is laid on the transferable skills used in a variety of situations. Now, what are the transferable skills? These are the abilities or the expertise that are used in various roles and responsibilities. So you have one skill like communication skill, problem solving skill, decision making skill. Now these skills can be used in variety of roles. Whatever job you are performing, you can apply these skills. That's why these skills are also called portable skills. Portable means that you carry it along with you, and these your skill is transferred from one job to another. So this is an advantage of this resume writing, that here you can give that your how your skills are transferred from one job to another. Now next type of resume is combination or hybrid. So in this type of resume, the skills and chronology of experience are combined. So it gives more flexibility than a chronological resume, but it works the best when one has sufficient experience along with the strength of skills. So this is the most effective type of resume, as it presents the true record of the upward mobility of a person with his or her strengths of skill. So this type of resume is beneficial for those who have a robust work history and a built out skill sections. Okay, so when a person is strong on both parts, then they can apply, they can use this format, because this is highly beneficial. Now next one is targeted resume. So this type of resume is totally customized. That means this is made targeting the job description. You have read the job description, and according to that you have customized your resume. Okay, so the objectives, qualification, experiences are presented keeping the prospective job in mind. Hence targeted resume can be chronological, functional or combination, but is targeted specifically to the aspired job. So work history, skills, education sections are carefully constructed to emphasize the job requirements using exact keywords matching from the description. Now this targeted resume is easy and helpful when applying online, because it helps to get your resume tracked through ATS, applicant tracking system, which most of the companies use today. Here is a sample chronological resume. Whenever you write a chronological format, so work experience always comes first. So all other patterns are same. First is the contact information. That means the name, the address, the email address, phone number, designation of the candidate. Okay. Then comes the personal statement. We can call it personal statement, resume objective, career objective, professional experience, by any name. So here also, when the candidate is a beginner or a student, when the candidate doesn't have much training or work experience, okay, then the focus should be given on the skills that you have been mastered so far. So just mention those skills that you have acquired till the date, and offer the employer the benefits that you are going to give whenever you get an opportunity. And when a person is writing who has a good work experience, a good work history, then he can take the bits of relevant information from his or her resume, from his or her CV, okay, and then write it in 3 or 4 lines. Just compile it up in 3 or 4 lines, the experiences, the achievements, the awards, honors and all. Now soon after comes the training or work experience. Since the focus should be given to work experience in this type of resume, write all those things in bulleted points. So remember to quantify your matter. The more number of things being added, impressive your resume should be. So always try to write the things in bulleted points and just quantify the numbers. Just give at least 4-5 lines under each sections, whether you're writing experience or skill sections or awards, so the numbers matter a lot. Then educational qualifications. Now this is also in descending chronological order from the most recent to in the backward: graduation, then intermediate, high school, with dates and percentage. Then comes skills. Now chronological resume focuses less on skills. So we can list out the skills. It can be hard skills or soft skills. Then comes various other sections like awards, prizes, or language proficiency, hobbies if you want to write, interests if you want to write, papers that you have presented, etc. And then references, declaration, date, place, signature. So in references, the at least 2 or 3 persons' names should be given who are related to previous job or wherever you have just your professional front. Okay, so they should be like their name, designation, address and phone number should be mentioned so that recruiters can get the feedback. And then declaration and other things. Then example of functional resume. In functional resume, the pattern is almost the same, only the skill sections come first. Okay, the skill section, either you list out your skills, like you are research oriented, self-motivated, have strong communication skills, okay, or other hard and soft skills. Either you just list out the skills or you can give the skill summary. So I would suggest to give the skill summary, because in this type of resume you have to focus on your skills. So this is the place where you can just try to convince or impress the recruiters. So it's better to give the skill summary, write the skills that you have acquired, whether it is a soft skill or hard skills, and just mention 2 or 3 lines related to it to validate your points, that how and when you have applied these skills. And remember, begin it with action words rather than the personal pronoun I. Like in critical thinking, if you are telling about your personality, that how you possess this skill, so able to think rationally and thoughtfully, determining the best steps needed, possesses the ability to come up with new and better ways to work. So in this way, you can define yourself giving various skills. Then comes work experience, employment history, then other professional qualifications if you have, then educational qualifications, then references, declaration, etc. So these are the 2 important resume formats where you have to write chronological if you have a good work experience, and functional if you possess different skills. So if we look up to the format of resume by important points, so in first place we write personal information, where name, current and permanent address is given, your designation will be written after name, then phone number, then email address, and then the objective, where you define yourself, that what you want from the job or how you are going to benefit the job. Then comes your education, then the certificates, work and related experience, projects, internships or trainings that you did, then technical knowledge that you have acquired, awards and honors, extracurricular activities that you took part in, that too written in this format, okay. And then the skills, the references, if it is asked to write at least 2 names, okay, so it's according to that. You can write 2, 3 or a number of names that have been asked. Now, some important points that you need to keep in mind while writing a resume. So, limit your resume to 1 or 2 pages. Resume is not too lengthy. It hardly goes, so it should be written. It should be written in a concise manner, within 1 or 2 pages. Do not include birth date or health status. Then limit the use of personal pronoun I. Okay, always try to begin with the action words. Now, our next topic is CV or curriculum vitae. We have already discussed about resume. We know that resume is the French word that means a summary. So it's a brief description of our job, employment, work history, achievements, qualifications and all. Now this curriculum vitae is the acronym of the Latin word that literally means course of life. So it means that whatever achievements you have acquired in your career path, all those information are included in CV. So it is an in-depth document that describes your career journey step by step, including all sorts of personal information. So hence CV is a comprehensive description of everything you have ever done, all the achievements you are proud of and all the publications that bear your name. So this CV, there is no rule regarding the length of the CV. It should stretch from 2 to 8 pages depending upon the number of experiences and achievements you have. So you have to just update your CV along the time, in the due course of time, whatever internships or trainings or professional qualifications, anything you are bagging. Okay, so just include all such things. You need to update your CV. That's why it stretches up to 8 to 10 pages. Now, the correct order of CV section. So it is also not very different from the format of resume. Here also, first comes the contact information, then personal statement or career objective, then your employment history, the places where you have worked, the name, your designation, the name of the company, and the date during which you have worked in certain places. Okay, then your educational qualification, then your other professional qualifications and skills, then publications, awards and achievements, grants or fellowships if you have back then, conferences, research experiences, professional associations, certificates, volunteer work, language known, hobbies and interests, and then other sections. I have very well acquainted with the format of CV and resume writing. So again, to just compile the two, CV and resume, we can see the differences, okay, how these two are particularly different from each other. Okay, so the CV is a longer academic document that includes all your experience, certificates and publications, whereas the resume is a brief document or summary of your work experience and background relevant to the job you are applying to. CV can be longer, ranging from 2 to 8 pages, whereas resume is of 1 page or maximum 2 pages. Then CV is used for jobs and admissions in academia. So if you are going for an admission or if you are applying for a PhD course, okay, so there also CV is used. Whereas a resume is basically used for job hunting in companies or industries. So CV is a comprehensive overview, while resume is tailored to the specific job you are applying to. CV is universal in nature, as it can be updated in the course of time, while resume is customized for each job and focuses on professional achievements rather than academic, because resume is more specifically it's related only for the job aspirants. Okay, so that's why your professional achievements are focused on, whereas CV, it's a comprehensive detail, so it bears both your academics and your professional information. Now, children, I would like to tell you that there is one more word, biodata. Okay, so how this CV, resume, and biodata are different from each other. So, if we talk about biodata, so biodata is the short form of biographical data. So here also, as the name suggests, biographical data means that your biography, your personal details come first. So this biodata has become obsolete these days. It has become less professional and very archaic. It's a very outdated format. Now it is no longer used in professional fronts. Okay, we can use it in other purposes, but when we are going to apply for admission somewhere or for job, then we do not use biodata, because biodata focuses on our personal information like age, gender, parents' name, nationality, ethnicity, etc. So today, the hiring managers, they are just more eager to look for the candidate suitability for a definite position. So they are not interested in our personal information. So that's why the CV and resume, where our professional information, our education, qualification comes first, and then our personal details if it is required. Okay. So that's why CV and resume are used these days, and biodata has become obsolete. To conclude the topic, so job related correspondence not only involves applying for a job, but also a series of communication which takes place between an employer and an employee. So it includes from an advertisement of position to applying for it, and the entire process of selection, and the letters exchange between the employer and the job seeker. So both resume and CV are professional details of a job applicant. But the fundamental difference between resume and CV is the length and details. So a resume focuses on skills in brief, making use of keywords, whereas a CV presents more details about the scholarship of a job applicant, like details of research, etc. So generally, resume is used by freshers or the beginners, and CV is used by middle or senior ranked professionals to which who are about to switch jobs. So for awards and honors also, CV is used as it gives more detailed written presentation, achievements, past employment, and qualifications. So this is all about this topic, CV and resume. I hope this would help you a lot when you apply for a job, when you go for writing a resume or a cover letter. Then just keep note of certain things that have been discussed here. And thank you for watching this video. So I'll be coming with more interesting topics in the next videos. Thank you.